All right, everyone, Boker Tov. So we mentioned at the end of Siman Rish Membet that there's the minhag of the pashtida or the pastel. So the Rama brings down that in some of our areas there's a minhag to eat mulieta, which is also called pashtida, as zecher to the man. The man was covered with dew on the top and dew on the bottom, and the man itself was in the middle. So too we have foods, and the Mishnah Berurah explains that they would have food with dough on top, dough on the bottom, and meat in the middle, and that's like the knish, right? From what I understand, right? There's so they have that, but says the Rama, Lo ra'iti lachush laz. I didn't see to mamash people like having to do this, or I didn't see this around. So the Mishnah Berurah says himself, in our areas we did have a minhag to eat this, and like we mentioned last time, that there's the pastel, which is on Friday night, is also this concept: potato on the top, potato on the bottom, and meat in the middle. So just a few more points on this is, so the man, we know, tasted like anything you had in mind for it to taste like. So it wasn't necessarily limited to meat. You could have tasted other things and wanted other things. And he says that's why there's also a custom to have fish in the middle as well, not just meat. And I know from my family growing up, there's pastel of meat and there's pastel of tuna, pastel of fish. So not necessarily, most of the time it's meat, but that would also go along with this minhag. But the Bira Halacha, the Chafetz Chaim asks over here a very important, a strong question. He says that man wasn't on Shabbat; it was on Erev Shabbat. Erev Shabbat, we received 2 pieces of man for Friday and for Shabbat. So we're eating and we're doing zecher for a man on Friday night. So you could say, okay, but that's really from Friday, from before. Okay, that's a squeeze of an answer. So he answers the following. He says that a lot of the things that we do on Shabbat is actually to prepare ourselves for Bezrat Hashem, the Shabbat, when Mashiach comes. And he says as follows. We know that when Mashiach comes, we're going to have a seudah from the Leviathan. The Leviathan is going to be a type of fish. And also, there is the shor habar, certain type of shor that we're going to be eating from. So, meat and fish on Shabbat is preparing ourselves for that meal when Mashiach comes. So too, we make kiddush on yain and wine, because we're gonna have Bezrat Hashem yain hamishumar ba'anavav latzadikim latid lavo. There was wine that was saved. There's the whole thing about this wine from the ora ganuz. That's the light that we're gonna have as well. That's also the candles of Shabbat is also connected to the or, the new or we're gonna have. And also there's wine, yain hamishumar for tzaddikim. We're going to have that wine as well. And the man, and the main part over here is the man. We're going to have man again as well when Mashiach comes. And therefore we have a zecher for the man on Shabbat, because what's going to happen is when we have time Mashiach, it's going to be Yom Shekulo Shabbat. Every day is going to be like Shabbat. And we're going to have man again. So what we do on Shabbat prepares us as well for Latilavo. So it's not a question anymore. Why do we have a zecher for the man on Friday night? There was no man on Friday night. No, we're not just to remember the past, but this is for the future Shabbat that we're looking forward to when Mashiach comes, to have that man. And therefore, we're having a taste from it already. And that's what we do. We have kiddush, we have fish, we have meat, and we have candles. It's also for the Shabbat. La'atid lavo b'mehera v'yamenu amen b'ezrat Hashem. So a few points. Mincha tonight is at 4:40. Haftarah shiur tonight b'ezrat Hashem at 8:30, and tomorrow's the fast. So the times are in the bulletin, but I think it's 6:37 fast start, 6:40 shachrit. Mincha tomorrow is without tefillin. It's not the regular, because it's erev Shabbat. So it's mincha. Come with dressed Shabbat clothes, regular, and we're going to break the fast when we do Kiddush of Shabbat. And I think the time there, I don't want to quote it, 5:29, 5 something. Check it out. But yeah, that's that fast of Asar B'Tevet tomorrow, B'Shem Hashem. Have a good day, everyone. Tana D'Viliel.